Hi there, Tad Argay from Marketing for Hippies, and today's video is about what do you do if you can't guarantee a result, or if you just don't feel comfortable guaranteeing a result. And if you're let's say a service provider, but this is also true if you make products as well. So if you're in that place of, you don't want to disappoint people, you don't want to lie to people, you don't want to promise something and then not be able to deliver it, and they're pissed off at you and wanting refunds. But you got to promise something in your marketing, because otherwise why would people buy? So here's my thoughts. And before I go into it, if you like this video by the end of it, please feel free to share it with your friends. And if you don't like it, just share it with your enemies, because they might be good clients for me. And of course you can subscribe. You hit the little red subscribe button and then the little bell icon. It'll tell you when I got a new video. If you have any questions at the end of this, put them in the comments below, because it might turn into another video. But boy, this is a question I've gotten from so many of my people in my mentorship program, puttering sessions that I do in workshops, and I do answer it in my ebook, The Art of Relevance, but I thought I'd make a video about it too for you. So what happens when you can't or don't feel comfortable guaranteeing results? Well, let's start with the obvious. You can never guarantee results, actually. You can't promise that a certain outcome is going to happen in the future. None of us have that ability or power. And so then am I saying no guarantees? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying you shouldn't speak to the results you want to offer people? No, I'm not saying that either. You need to speak to the results, of course. That's, in their mind, that's what they're buying. But I just want to kind of flip this to say this isn't actually what's happening. It's not actually what we're selling. We're not actually selling them a result because we can't promise the future. So what are we selling them? Well, again, I don't even know if we're selling them anything. I hope you're enjoying this conversation I have with myself here. We're not selling them anything, as in trying to convince them or persuade them to do something. In my mind, that's not what's happening. What we're saying is, somebody comes to us and we say, you want this result, yes? Right. Okay. And you're here, yeah? You're on island A and you want to be on island B. That's accurate? Yeah, that's right. Exactly where I am. I'm here and I want to be here. Okay. And you would like my help to make this journey. Yes. You're willing to pay money for this. I am. Okay. And you would probably be pretty upset if you pay the money and you don't get to the island. I would. That wouldn't feel great. I pay money, spend a lot of time, effort, and then I don't get there. That wouldn't feel good. So hopefully this all sounds or feels a bit familiar. So here's how I see marketing. This gets to the point of view marketing piece that I speak about so much. You'd say something like this. Look, I hear how terrible it is to be there. I totally get why you would crave to be here. I think I can help. And of course there's no guarantees, but what I'd like to do is make the case for what I see as the best fighting chance of that, to make the case for the approach that I take. And whether or not you work with me, this is the approach I would generally recommend for you. Now, as you see, that getting clear about who it is on Island A shapes all of this. If we don't know who they are, what they've already tried, the kind of person they are, the values they have, etc., it's hard to come up with a generic prescription. And so the more honed that is, the more tailored and bespoke the prescription is going to be, versus I'll help anyone get to this island. But even if you get it really nailed, you get it so clear who it's for, it's still going to be a generic thing. So what you're making the case for is not, let me prove to you that I can get you this result. What you're making the case for is the manner of approach, the way of going about it. You're making the case for what you imagine to be their best fighting chance. So you can say, well, based on what I know of you, here's what I would do. This is the approach that I used myself. I've helped hundreds of clients get this result using this approach. Here's the studies, the evidence to back it up. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case. You're making your case for the approach, not for them to work with you directly. The first case you need to make is that. And you say, look, based on my experience, I feel fairly confident. Of course, I can't promise it, but if you don't get the results, I'd be happy to refund money. If it doesn't happen for you, sure. I don't want to take your money if it didn't work. So then, if you're going to do that kind of guarantee, well, what does that mean? It means you need to be very clear about who you can help best. This is the niching. This is the whole ideal client, the target market. You get very clear who you can help, and you also start to really delineate what's their side of the bargain and what's your side of the bargain. So you say, look, on my side, here's what I'll give. Here's what you'll receive from me. But on your side, I need something from you. I need you to do this many hours of work a day. I need you to take these supplements this often. I need you to do all these things. If you're willing to do your part and I do my part, I think we have a real fighting chance of getting this. There's no guarantee, there's no promises, but I can't see a better way about it. But if I don't do my part, of course, it won't work. And if you don't do your part, it won't work either. So I don't think there's a need to guarantee. That doesn't mean you don't offer guarantees. It's a strange linguistic twist here. You can't guarantee the result, but you could guarantee the money. You know, you could say, if you invest this, and it doesn't work, I'm happy to refund the money. Or X percent. Yeah, if you do your part and you really play the role you need to play in this, and it doesn't work, you can guarantee the money, you just can't guarantee the result, and that's fine. I don't think anyone expects us to guarantee the result, and if they do, you don't want them as a client. Can you guarantee I'll get this result? No, I can't. If you need that, you're dangerous. Because you're expecting me to just push a button and it happen for you, and that's not how life works. So if you can't, you know in your heart you can't guarantee the result, thank you for being a sane, rational human being. Of course you can't. But you can make the case for an approach, which you'll become ever more skillful in. And of course, this is why there would have been apprenticeships. You know, you could have had years and years to practice and hone it. So that, because there's certain things people come to me and say, Ted, can you help? And it's like, oh, I'm not worried about that. Let me at it. I feel extremely confident and competent about helping them with their issue. You know, there's certain areas in marketing, I have swagger. I'm very confident about this, but other areas I'm not. So it's just important to have your swagger be commensurate with your actual capacity. And of course, always to couch it to say, we don't know. We're going to do our best. And of course, you can weave in, here's along the way the things that we're going to do to make sure we're on track. So you can do that. Okay, anyways, that's enough for today. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions about this, again, put them below. And thanks so much. Bye.